everyone, it's Allison Cardy of CardyCareerCoaching.com, where my team and I are working behind the scenes every day helping our clients to improve their careers by making career changes. This video is the third supplemental lecture in the Step-by-Step Career Change e-course, and the title of today's material is Understanding the Career Direction Formula. And basically what I'm going to be talking about is what does the full landscape of making a career change actually look like? What are the steps that you need to take to get all the way through the process and to the other side and the better result that you're looking for? If you're not familiar with the Step-by-Step Career Change e-course, it is a free resource that is a supplemental or companion material to my book, Career Grease: How to Get Unstuck and Pivot Your Career. You can sign up for this resource by going to CardyCareerCoaching.com/e-course with no hyphen. And if you go there and you sign up, what will happen is you'll receive a weekly email with a doable step and instruction set of what you can do every single week to make progress on moving your career forward. It's a super wonderful, very doable resource. Once you sign up, you will know that it's all worked because you'll get an email with the subject line step by step in it, and that's every email that comes through the course will have that subject line, so you will be able to identify them very easily, take a few minutes every week, and really move your career forward. I think so often people want to make a change, but they don't know what steps to take, and the whole point of this Step-by-Step Career Change e-course is to show you every week what step to take. Today's material, as I mentioned, is Understanding the Career Direction Formula. And what I'm going to do today is just take you through all the steps of making a career change. I'm going to explain some of the things that need to be going on in the background or need to be there in the background to be effective at making it all the way through the process, through the career change. And I'm going to leave you with a critical question. And if you can answer this question, it will make a big difference in your ability to get through the whole process. I will note that the process of going through a career change is basically taking you from where you are, here, to where you want to be, here, and there's this gap in between. And the gap is most likely, in fact it is, uncomfortable. It's going into something that's unfamiliar, it's making a change, which is always scary, it's putting yourself out there a bit more. So the place in between where you are and where you want to be contains a lot of uncomfortable elements. That being said, if you're willing to go through that discomfort, the benefit of making the change and getting to the other side is tremendous. When our careers aren't working, it really impacts how we feel and how we engage with the world. So by being willing to go through the discomfort of this process that I'm about to explain, what can happen when you get to the other side is you get to have a better fitting identity, something that feels more like you. You feel better about yourself. You wake up in the morning feeling better. I always say everyone has good days and bad days, but you overall feel better. You come home at night feeling better, and it helps your relationships, it helps the world for you to be feeling good. So it's really a big positive outcome, but it doesn't come easily. It does take some effort on your part and some willingness to do challenging things to get all the way through the process. So I keep holding my hands up like this to illustrate the process of the career change. Let me talk you through, in an ideal world, kind of like in physics we say, in a world with no friction, an ideal world, how a career change works. Here are the steps. A person going through a career change needs to identify the core career themes, the things that are most important to them in their next career move. We talked about that in video number 2, so if you'd missed that, you can go back and check it out. It's called Connecting to Your Core Career Themes. So you need to identify what's most important to you. From there, what you're going to do is explore potential jobs that match up with what you're most wanting. And exploration is very different than job searching. Exploration is done outside of job boards and outside of job postings. It's just poking around and thinking, okay, what could be a good fit for you? This week 8 in the Step-by-Step Career Change e-course, I realize you might be watching this on a different week, goes over how to explore and how to eventually make a career hypothesis. And basically what you do is you consider out of the whole world of jobs, what are the few that really match up with what you're interested in? And when you're doing this exercise, you want to think about it from a place of possibility, from a place of hope. We get to the practicality part later, but at this initial stage, you just want to kind of explore, okay, what do I most want? Once you have made a listing of jobs, you narrow it down and you pick one, maybe two, to be your career hypothesis. And a career hypothesis is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a guess as to what you think would be a good fit for you. Once you've made that hypothesis, the next step is to test it, to say, okay, I thought I wanted to be an art director. What does that really entail in the real world? What are the requirements to enter this field? What's the day-to-day like? What are the challenges? Just to learn more about the field. And when you're testing out a hypothesis, the important thing to remember, and in all career moves, the important thing to remember is to do it in the real world, to actually talk to people. Sure, sometimes you can get some research done online, but opportunities always flow through people, and resources flow through people. So you do want to do the exploration in front of other people, talking to folks for informational interviews, going to events, learning more in the context of other people. That's how you explore. Then you reach a point where you think you have enough information and you say, okay, do I want to move forward with this career hypothesis, or do we need to go back and revise it? And it can happen either way. Sometimes you learn more and you think, oh, this is super cool. I'm very interested in moving forward. I feel comfortable. I want to make this shift in this direction. And sometimes you learn more about a particular field and you think, oh, that is not really what I thought it was going to be. And I'm really glad that I just dipped my toe in and learned and tested a little bit more before going full force at this new area. So if you don't like what you're hearing and you don't think it's really a match for what you wanted at the beginning, you just go back and try a new hypothesis and then kind of repeat the process until you do latch on to something that you're feeling good enough about. You're never going to feel totally 100% confident as you're making a change. None of us are omniscient. We can't know for sure that a particular path is going to be great for you. But we can make an educated guess, we can test it out, and once that's done and you have something that you're feeling good enough about, mostly solid, that this would be a good path for you, at that point the goal is to make both a short-term and a long-term career plan. So the short-term plan needs to address the things that are urgent for you right now. Maybe you're in a job that you don't like, and long-term you want to make this huge career switch, but it's going to take some steps in between. So in the short term, we need to take care of getting you out of the bad work environment, maybe with something that moves you closer to where you eventually want to be, but it might not get you all the way there. And then we also want to pay attention to the long-term career plan. What's the end goal here? And what are the steps that you need to take now to get there? This feeds into the whole job searching thing, improving your resume and cover letter, networking, attending events, being visible in the particular career field that you're wanting to go into, and eventually landing a job and moving into that new career path. That's it. That's how you make a career change. You identify what you want, you make a hypothesis, you test that hypothesis, you make a short-term and a long-term career plan, you implement that plan, and you eventually get a new job in the new career field. You may be thinking, okay, that sounds pretty doable as you explain it so clearly. The steps aren't hard to understand. I'm sure you all followed that pretty well. But it's sort of like if I explained to you how to do the Olympic weightlifting movement of a clean. So a clean is when you have a barbell with weights on it. It's on the ground. I don't want to leave the video, so I'm not going to bend down all the way. But you pick it up from the ground, you lift it and shrug under it, and that's how you clean. You lift up the bar, you get triple extension between your knees, your hips, your shoulders. Then you drop under the bar with high elbows, and that's how you lift a heavy barbell with a clean. Again, the steps themselves are pretty easy to understand. I can explain it to you and you're like, okay, I can kind of see how that happens. Maybe if I had a real barbell, it would be easier for you guys to follow. But just because you understand how to go through a career change or how to do a clean doesn't necessarily mean that you can walk up to a barbell or a career change and just fly through it. For example, if you had never tried a clean before and I told you how to do it and I put a barbell in front of you that had your body weight, which is pretty heavy, and I told you to, go clean that, you probably wouldn't be able to do it. And the reason why is because you would have needed to have practice at a lower weight, probably some instruction on how to have good form so you don't hurt yourself. You would need to have confidence that you could do it. You need to have muscle memory. And if you had all of those things and you had had success with weights up to your body weight, then you could go up to a barbell with confidence, pick it up, and clean it. But you need all that back end in place to be successful. In the same way, if you're going to walk up to a career change and be successful, there are a few elements that you need to have. And I'm going to run through these really fast, and I want to say that these aren't meant to be discouraging, because all of these things can be built and improved on, and you can definitely embody these elements. So it's okay if you don't have all of them right away. Most of us don't. Career changes don't happen every day, so it would be kind of surprising if you had all of these elements in place when you haven't had to make a career change before or in a while. So the pieces that you would need are clarity of what you want, persistence to keep going and to work through that discomfort that I mentioned earlier, a network and the willingness to ask for help from that network, very important. Courage. Anytime you're making a change, you're going from the known to the unknown, and fear comes up anytime we go into the unknown. So you need courage to move through that fear. You do need to know the steps that I just described and know what is most effective to get through the whole process. You need to have a capacity to endure rejection, because you're going to be putting yourself out there in new situations and in front of new people, so you have to be able to handle that. A sense of confidence and belief in yourself helps a lot as you're going through the process. A sense of possibility and hope is really important to keep you going through. A willingness to make a decision is really important. And finally, a willingness to make mistakes and to go up to the process, try, and know that it might not work at the first time, but then to keep going. There is a lot of elements that I just listed, and if you have all of those things, you can walk up to a career change, pick up that bar, and get the career change done. If you don't have all of those back-end things, then the steps themselves aren't enough, and focusing on understanding the steps isn't really the most important thing. The most important thing is to figure out which of these areas am I struggling in, and what can I do to improve and fix those areas. And that's really the critical question that I want to leave you with today, which is, where are you getting stuck in the career change process? Is it a particular step? Is it a particular element that you're not as strong at? where in the whole process are you getting stuck? And the reason why this question is so critical is because when we know where the error is happening, where the sticking point is, we can clean it up, we can address it. When we don't know why we're getting stuck, it just becomes this very vague, weighty matter where you're not getting anywhere, but you don't know why, and you're starting to lose hope, and that's no fun at all. So much like in weightlifting, again with my example of a clean, if a coach looks at you and says, oh, you're bending your elbows too early, and that's why you're having trouble with this movement, once you know that, you can drill and practice lifting the bar with straight arms. In the same way for a career change, when you know you're getting stuck because, excuse me, because you're bumping into a mindset issue or a social environment issue, once you know, oh, this is the thing that's getting in my way, and oftentimes it's more than one thing, that's okay, then we can work on cleaning that up and making it better for you. If you haven't bought my book, Career Grease, How to Get Unstuck and Pivot Your Career, I would highly recommend you pick up a copy today, because in chapter 3 of the book, not only does it go into a bit more detail about the career direction formula, I tell a story about somebody who's going through the process, but it also includes a quiz. And if you take this quiz, it's pretty simple, it should take you like 5 minutes. It will tell you, based on your responses, what are the most likely areas where you're getting stuck, and then from that place, it will also point you to the corresponding chapters in the book that are going to be most helpful to you to fix that error, whatever it is. Okay, I was just checking my notes to see if I had covered everything. So with today's material, I wanted to teach you the big picture of a career change. I wanted to explain to you why it's not just the how, but it's all the characteristics that you're embodying behind it. And also to let you know that it's really important to understand which of the pieces you're missing, because when you know that, then you can address fixing them and you can get on your way, which is what I'm trying to help you with everything that I put out into the world. If you like what I'm talking about in terms of figuring out how to move through the career change process more easily, I always want to let you know that my team of career coaches and I are here to help. You can learn more about our 3 best-in-class career coaching programs at cardicareercoaching.com/coaching, and they're all laid out. We have some amazing elements going on. We have one-on-one coaching combined with a curriculum, combined with group support elements, and that whole structure is around you to make it a lot easier to get through that process, because it is hard to manage a career change on your own with nobody helping you and nobody kind of holding you accountable when you already have a full life and things going on and things to do. So when you work with us, it helps you to prioritize your career change. It helps you to get through that process faster and with more ease and more support, so that you can get that end result of the improved career, the improved feeling about yourself a lot more quickly. I will note that one program in particular is very appropriate if you're not feeling too stuck, but you do want some help and accountability to get through the career change faster. That's our Just Get Me Pointed in the Right Direction program. It is a bit what it sounds like. It's a high-level look at helping you to identify your core career themes, helping you to make that initial career hypothesis. We guide you in testing the career, and we support you in making a customized plan for your own career. So you walk out of working with us with clarity, momentum, and a game plan of what you need to be doing to move your career where you want. This program includes, as I mentioned, one-on-one coaching. We also have a group support element of a group coaching call with me, one email where you can reach out to our client base, who They are super amazing for some networking help, which is one of the hardest parts, is finding the right people. And there's also an option to have an accountability buddy. There's a client resource library. There's pretty much everything that we could think of that would make this process easier for you is included in the program. If you'd like to get started with this program, just go to cardicareercoaching.com/coaching, sign up for a program orientation call with me. I will listen to your situation and make sure that you are getting the right program for where you are, and you can get started right away. Alright, that is everything that I have for you guys today in terms of understanding the career direction formula. I hope you are enjoying the e-course. If you're participating, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can always send them my way. And until next time, keep taking those steps, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!